Hey, welcome back to Poke Suit Channel. This is Steve Zook. Today, this is going to be a little bit different. This is not going to be on guitars. This is going to be on prosperity, how to manifest more prosperity. And, I offer this in a sincere desire to just help people, just like people that have been helped by other people from books that I've read and whatnot. Because I think sometimes we tend to think of prosperity as something that is outside of ourselves, outside of our control, something which is controlled by the government or controlled by the economy or whatever. So all I ask is that you consider these ideas and maybe consider trying them for 60 days and then see if your prosperity improves. I'll bet it will. Excuse me, just had a muffin. So, while guitars and music is really my passion is also helping people, and I recently, in the last year, have made some strides in my prosperity, partially from doing, tithing and helping people all over the world to eat. I donate to a company called healthright.org. So I want to talk about a few principles that I feel, because I've read some great stuff on prosperity. I really like Wayne Dyer's chapter on prosperity in the book Real Magic. I think it's excellent. But I feel that I'm going to try to give a little bit more of a, kind of concise, roadmap here of what you can do. Okay, first off, in terms of prosperity, I have a real simple thing that I want you to think about. Now, Wayne Dyer, and I love the way he puts this, suspend your disbelief. We all have this inner dialogue that rotates around our mind all day, okay? And a big part of learning to manifest anything in life and to manifest more prosperity is learning to have a little bit more control over your inner dialogue, okay? This is where affirmations are so important. So I want to start right off with something that you can introduce. Like if you're sitting around and you're thinking about your prosperity and you're thinking, you're having negative thoughts like, how am I going to pay my monthly bills? I never have enough money left. I never have an overabundance of prosperity and whatnot. Stop yourself right there and introduce a small affirmation like, prosperity is now flowing through my body and my daily life as naturally as blood flows through my body. Let me give it again. Prosperity is now flowing through my daily life as naturally as blood flows through my body. Just a simple affirmation like that. It's about learning to push your own buttons. Okay, here's another one. Very, very simple one. Abundance is my natural state. So if you're sitting around, and a big part of this is not always judging your day-to-day life. Remember, the universe is in the business of outflowing unlimited possibilities. The universe is in the business of manifesting through you whatever it is that you can bring enough focus. And almost look at it like a radio. I believe prosperity is a frequency domain, just like a domain name on the internet. Look at it like a receiver. Like if you're trying to tune into, let's say you're tuning into a jazz station or a rock station, whatever you might want to listen to. If you're not quite perfectly, on the right setting, or your antenna is not, correct, you're not going to bring that station in. It's going to be very, very fuzzy. I feel it's the same thing with prosperity. In order to manifest more prosperity in your life, you need to kind of tune into it, okay? And you need to learn how to get your conscious mind and your subconscious mind working together. You need to make friends with your subconscious mind. I did a course years ago called How to Take an Idea Out of Your Mind and Into Your Wallet. And I discussed how to come up with an idea and market it, like I did my Speed Pick and Zookies, which is marketed by Dunlop now. But, it's introducing small ideas. So one of the systems that I've used is kind of a 3 or 4 step system. One of them is just number one, choose to be positive. And I do this system, by the way, when I'm even watching a basketball game. I'll just see these things going across the screen of my TV because I'm learning to kind of live in that magical world of thoughts a little bit. Because if you can create something within and within your own consciousness, it will manifest without. And even if you think this sounds crazy, try it for 60 days. You'll be blown away. So one is be positive. Like if you're sitting around watching a basketball game or football game or soccer or whatever you like, and your mind starts giving you all that negativity, like, oh, here we go again. I'm worried about how I'm going to pay my bills. Just, you don't want to grab that thought and try to wrestle it because it will just get stronger. Just kind of let it go in one ear and out the other ear and introduce a very nice, subtle, because there's more power on the more subtle levels of creation. Like you split an atom, you could have a big, huge explosion, right? The power, and by the way, I really believe well, let's not go there. Just wanted to talk about the fact it's in the subtle levels of creation is a lot of power. Okay, so if your mind is introducing a bunch of negative things, then you could just simply say, I choose to be positive. It's a very relaxed affirmation. Okay, and then another one, I have a three or four step. Number one, choose to be positive. And choosing to be positive means you take the pressure off yourself. You're letting go and letting God, or if you want to call it the universe, you're understanding that the universe is always perfect. It's always on purpose. It's always manifesting. It's not, don't let the things happening in this world get you down, whether it's starvation or whatever, politics or whatever. It's very important you understand that there's a spiritual truth to the universe. The universe is always on purpose. The universe is always perfect. The universe is perfect by design, and if you focus on perfection, you can surf the universe and leverage off of that. So my three-step system has been very powerful for me, has worked miracles. Number one, I choose to be positive. Number two, I choose to have faith in money matters. Just like you have faith, that your body is going to continue to function and all your organs are functioning and whatnot. Just simply choose to have faith in money matters. Number three, believe in perfection and abundance. Okay? And number four, tithe. There's a really great book called Seed Money, The Law of Tenfold Return. It will change your life, where you, like say you give $50 to an organization that helps people. I happen to donate to healthright.org because I'm helping feed people all over the world. I'm helping torture victims in Russia and Ukraine. I'm helping mothers that need really bad, medical care all over the world. I mean, I've got little people in villages that are getting medical care and getting food because of my donations. That feels great. But in the book, Seed Money, The Law of Tenfold Return, they talk about claiming that tenfold return, and I'm okay with that. It's a win-win. The universe is about a win-win. So what you do is, like, say I donate $50 to healthright.org, I'll then say, and Jesus taught this same principle. Now, I happen not to be a Christian, but I'm totally accepting of everybody's belief system. You don't have to have a belief system or a religion to do this, practice this program. So say you donate $50 to healthright.org or whoever you know is doing good work and helping people, whether it's overseas or the U.S. or whatever. Then you say, I have now received my $500 tenfold return on the $50 given to healthright.org. Thank you, Father. Thank you, universe, for my $500 return. And all you do is believe you've already received that $500 return. So again, I give $50 to healthright.org or whoever, and you just kind of stop and just do the one or two times. Your only work is to believe you've already received it. And Jesus taught the same principle, the magic of believing, So you just say, I have now received my $500 tenfold return on the $50 given to healthright.org or wherever you donate to. Thank you, universe. Thank you, Father, for my $500 return. Just believe you received it and forget about it. And man, it's amazing. It flows back into your life. In fact, the owner of Paul Mitchell Hair Care at one point was homeless, living in his car. And he was living in his car trying to get his hair care products going, but he was donating money all over the world. We live in a spiritual universe, folks, The universe or God likes it when you don't make it all about you. When the focus just isn't about, gee, I don't have the right car, I don't have the right house, I don't have $5,000 in the bank or whatever it might be. The universe, we live in a spiritual universe, and there's certain laws of the universe. Tithing is a universal law, and it's a powerful, powerful, old universal law that you can leverage off of. I mean, and that's a beautiful thing. I've solved amazing challenges in my life through the law of tithing and that return coming back. So my system is, number one, focus on being positive. And being positive means having faith, meaning you don't have to figure it all out. If you're a control freak, and we're all a little bit that way, it's not going to get you anywhere, okay? You have to leave the details to the universe. It doesn't mean that you don't make business calls. It doesn't mean you don't try. It doesn't mean you don't try to put business deals together. It just means, bottom line, is you release, like Wayne Dyer said, release. Don't be so focused all the time on outcome and results. Be more on purpose, working at something that you love to do. And if you're working at a job right now that you don't really love, you know what? Do the best you can do. I do a little bit of sales training for corporations and some business consulting. Whatever you find yourself doing in life, do the absolute best you can do at that job. Take pride in it. Try to radiate positive energy, and you will move on to something better. But bring the best you have to the table no matter what you find that you're doing in life, okay? It really works. So it's number one, be positive. Number two, faith and money matters. And try to understand that prosperity is a naturally occurring law in the universe. And when you give to others, like if you practice this seed money principle, you can buy the little green book for $9 called Seed Money, the Law of Tenfold Return. But when you give freely to help the universe will give freely to you. It's a universal law. Prosperity is not some voodoo concept. It's not some, something that's not within your reach. Prosperity is a frequency domain, in my opinion. Prosperity is a law of the universe, but the universe likes it when you don't make everything about you. And when you give, you receive. It's so simple. Number 3, believe in perfection and abundance. The universe is abundant. If you could get in a spaceship right now and travel all over the universe and see universes being born, you would be in awe of the incredible intelligence manifesting. But we tend here on Earth to look at the negative things like people starving, people getting hurt, abuse, whatever. And I hate to think about that stuff, by the way, so I try not to. But what I'm saying is I really believe the universe is perfect by design. And if you don't believe me, just practice believing in it and watch yourself get in sync with that perfection, because when you believe it, the benefits are incredible. I've experimented with this principle before. I'm not even kidding. I'm not making this up. I remember I first experimented with this principle many, many years ago when I first started my family. And I just every day would focus on perfection and wouldn't allow my mind to focus on negative thoughts. I ended up manifesting $30,000. I'm not even kidding you. So another powerful principle that can help you manifest more prosperity is gratitude. Just, this is a really powerful principle. Just being thankful for the simple things in life, like the smile on somebody's face, a beautiful child, the flowers, the trees, the blue sky. The universe or God or the one, I happen to believe in a one mind, likes it when you appreciate what is already there. So appreciating simple things, like I said, appreciating thanking if you thank the universe every day or thank God every day for everything you have, it will increase. It actually sends out a purchase order to the universe, in my opinion, or some people believe brings more light into the aura or your energy field and actually kind of calls the universe to give you more. It's all attitude, But there's certain laws of the universe that if we get in sync with these laws, we will kind of like riding a wave. Like it's almost like on a surfboard, catching a wave and riding that wave, leveraging off those universal laws. So the law of gratitude is very, very powerful. Every day, thank the universe for everything that you have. So just to repeat that, number 1, be positive. And just introduce, like if you're going through your day and all of a sudden, your mind starts focusing on, it's really learning to monitor your thinking and monitor that inner dialogue. That's what I'm talking about here. Because you can take an evolutionary step because I believe we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and all of us are much more powerful than we ever could imagine. But we need to get in sync with things. We need to learn how to push our own buttons. So learning to monitor our inner dialogue and learning to introduce affirmations and learning not to focus on negative things is huge, okay? And you can make an evolutionary step and learn to be a more powerful person in your manifestation. But all the power comes from the universe, comes from the one mind. We are one with the one mind, and the one mind only knows wholeness, completion, and perfection. And the one mind, there's no ideas of lack or limitation of supply of any kind whatsoever. Bottom line, the responsibility comes back to you and learning how to think and learning how to believe and learning how to monitor your inner dialogues, okay? So you got to stop blaming other people for your challenges in your life, okay? The minute you can accept responsibility for everything in your life, and I do mean everything, that's the minute that you can begin to turn the whole thing around and manifest the opposite of that, okay? So it's a very, very positive thing. So number 1, be positive. 2, and then, you're going to have days when you're not going to feel too good. That's okay. Don't be phony about it, but just don't when you're not feeling good, don't marry it. Go for a walk, go lift some weights, you know what I mean? And by the way, if you drink every night, that's really going to screw you up, okay? And if you're a weekend warrior, if you get drunk every weekend, that's really going to mess you up, okay? I happen to be pretty anti-alcohol right now because I have a son who's 6 months sober in AA, and he's been through some major challenges, and I've seen what alcohol can do to people. I'm not too nuts about it. And I don't like the alcohol industry. They've spent billions and billions of dollars to brainwash people, especially young people, that you have to get absolutely wasted to have fun. That really bothers me. You can't enjoy a beautiful beach scene without having a Corona, if you can drink a little bit, and not go crazy, that's fine. But, if every night you have to have a few drinks, you might want to re-examine, your relationship with alcohol. Or if every weekend you get drunk, you might want to re-examine that. Because I'll tell you right now, it holds you back, okay? I happen to believe that alcohol blocks the flow of positive energy from the universe. That's what I believe. But like some people can just, have a glass of wine once in a while or a couple beers once in a while. That's fine. But anyway, number 1, so choose to be positive. Number 2, faith in money matters. Number 3, believe in perfection and abundance. I always remind myself the universe is perfect by design. And then, like Deepak Chopra says, and everybody, we're all kind of, sharing the same ideas here, and this is a hard one because I'm a very strong personality, and I think people that are, we tend to be a little bit of control freaks. But like, if you can relax and rest in the perfection of the universe, understand the universe handles the details. It's powerful because the universe is in the business of helping us out. The universe, the one mind, God, whatever you want to call it, is in the business of manifesting through us. That's what it does. The universe is this gigantic manifestation, it's this gigantic force that's manifesting in time, although Einstein said everything's happening at the same time in the universe, which is what I happen to believe. But the universe is in the business of delivering the unexpected. It's in the business of check this one out. You probably haven't thought this for a long time. The universe is in the business of making things easy for you. I really believe that. If you practice being positive, practice having faith in money matters, and like when you're resting, as opposed to having negative worry, rest, introduce this thought in your mind, rest in the perfection of the universe. Remind yourself that everything is perfect. The universe is perfect by design. Everything and everyone is perfect. And if you rest in that perfection, understanding that the universe handles the details, all of a sudden you'll just get, like and as an example, a while back I was sitting around and I kind of needed a sale for my guitar business, and I was starting to get a little nervous because I do invest a lot of money in inventory, and it doesn't get easy sometimes. I needed a sale, but I was starting to get negative. I thought, nope, I'm just going to trust the universe. I'm going to focus on everything's perfect. I'm going to take a nap and relax, but I'm going to take my nap with the consciousness, with the intention that everything's fine, that everything's perfect. The universe handles the details. I swear to God. 10 minutes later, I get a call from a guy. I live in Huntington Beach, and I got a call from somebody in LA. He goes, yeah, I'm a famous producer. I'm a Hollywood producer, and I just bought a new house, and I saw one of your ads somewhere, and I want to go ahead and take that piano off your hands for, $1,400. And, oh, yeah, and I'll take that guitar, too, on the wall with the bird's eye maple back. So the guy just called me up and goes, yeah, I'm going to buy $2,000 worth of stuff. He goes, call my accounting department, and they'll handle. And I'm thinking, this is just too easy. This guy's got to be full of BS, right? No, it was the real deal. It was the deal went through. He bought the items. What I'm trying to say is, it's all about what you focus on all day. It's all about your inner dialogue. So if you learn to control and monitor your inner dialogue and control your thinking and learn to recondition your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind every day is running the physiology of your body. It says something like it takes 750 enzymes to digest a banana. If your subconscious mind can run the incredible miracle that we happen to call a human body, don't you think it can manifest a little more prosperity for you or whatever? Again, you're not the one that's in control, but this power of the universe or the one mind does come through you. But you can't land in an airport if it's all gunked up with, a bunch of stuff all over the runway, right? Our job is to make a clear path. Our job is to kind of fine-tune and integrate our conscious and subconscious mind and get our attitude together and have a positive attitude and understand that the universe or the one mind or God is in the business of helping us. It's that simple. But when we help others, when we tithe, when we give money to organizations that help people, the universe or the one mind or God or whatever you want to call that, it's kind of what goes around comes around. It will flow back to us. So I better cut this short pretty soon, but let me just, and one more thing, all the miracles are in the here and now. If you're sitting around wondering, maybe your life isn't, you're not doing what you love for a living or whatnot, first step is to suspend the disbelief as opposed to believing, stop reminding yourself what it is that you can't have. Just maybe suspend that disbelief, as Wayne Dyer said, and just say to yourself, well, maybe it's possible. Maybe there is a way I can manifest something that I love to do, like my guitar business is a good example. Maybe there is a way. So remember, and if you put all of your focus in the here and now, right here, right now is where all the miracles are. Everything is right here. Learn to be a little more in the here and now and learn to quiet that chatter in your mind, okay? It's okay to have just kind of empty and marvelous, okay? And every second of the day, you don't need to be reminding yourself of what it is that's happening or what it is that isn't happening or where you're going or where you're not going. It's okay to be empty and marvelous. And in fact, the universe loves that. it loves to have that open space to come in. So remember, all the miracles, all the power of you learning how to manifest more in your life and have more positive things happen and have more prosperity and more miracles flow in your life. It's all here right now. And even you don't have the responsibility for creating it, but you have the responsibility for, fine-tuning your conscious, subconscious mind, your thoughts, your belief systems, quieting the chatter in your mind so it can come through. But it's all right here. And when you can begin to do this, you will be amazed at some of the things that can manifest in your life. So again, number one, choose to be positive and stop reminding yourself of what's not working. Stop focusing on what's not working. Just be positive and have positive faith, okay, about your life, knowing that the universe is perfect by design. Number two, have faith in money matters, okay? 3, believe in perfection and abundance. There's a really cool book called You Can Have It All by Arnold Patton. You might want to read that. But believe in perfection and don't overthink this stuff. And if you don't like any of these ideas, it's fine. I would suggest you try them for 60 days. If you're having some challenges with prosperity, try some of these things for 60 days. Number 4, tithe and do the tenfold return. Like you give $50 to an organization that helps people. I happen to think it's more powerful when you help people that really, really need help, like sitting in a little village somewhere that have trouble getting medical care or food. So you give your $50 to some organization. I do healthright.org, and then you say, I have now received my $500 tenfold return on the $50 given to healthright.org. Thank you, universe. Thank you, Father. Thank you, God, for my $500 tenfold return. Forget about it. Your only job is to believe. You've already received it, and it will manifest in your life. And then, so that's probably enough for right now because I want this to download. But again, I want to thank everybody for buying guitars from me. But this is coming from the heart. And again, simple things. Gratitude is a very, very powerful universe. There's universal principles that you can surf. I kind of like using that analogy. You can kind of surf the universe. You can surf off of these universal principles. And prosperity, like I said, I believe is a frequency domain. It's not some hocus pocus thing. Your prosperity doesn't depend upon the government. Your prosperity doesn't depend upon the economy. Your prosperity depends upon you and your ability to open to it and your ability to create within your own thoughts. There's a little piece in your mind that you begin to develop a prosperity consciousness. And as you learn to develop that prosperity consciousness, more prosperity will manifest in your life. So anyway, like I said, I hope that you'll experiment with some of these things if you need to. If you don't need to, that's okay too. But thank you so much for listening. Thank you everybody who's purchased guitars from me. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And keep the positive faith. And remember, the universe is unfolding in time, not unraveling. Everything's perfect. Ciao.